Hello, welcome to Tarot to a T. Today we're going to do a reading for November 2022 for the sign of Pisces. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Glad to see you here. And if you're returning, welcome back. I appreciate your support. Glad to see you again. And I was about to choke, so I'm going to go ahead and have some tea. It's actually ice water tonight. But anyway, we're going to start off as we usually do with a general inquiry. What message does Pisces need to hear for the month of December 2022? Did I say December 2022 earlier? For some reason I'm thinking I said November. I meant December. This is December. For sure, right? Okay. Looks like we got something going. And I'm going with it. Okay, one more card, then we'll ask for cards of advice. What does Pisces need to know for the month of December 2022? Cards of advice. Cards of advice for this message. Cards of wisdom. Cards of enlightenment. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. King of Hearts. Well, this could be you. This could be a water or another water sign, a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. The King of Hearts energy. Very interesting to start off with that. But we're not looking at any other factors. It's kind of a father figure, someone who's not necessarily male, but somebody who's got some dominance and some control over a situation and authority, that kind of thing. But they're very loving, and they have a very generous but firm way about them. They can offer advice. Like I said, not to be repetitive, but they can offer you some kind of guidance. So let's see what else we got going on here. Eight of Diamonds. This is the entrepreneurial card. This is about, let's say that you've been putting hard work and time into some kind of solo effort. This is the card of things paying off, big time, actually. Still don't have a lot of information to go on that. So I'm going to keep going. Look, we got another king. Wow. It's possible, Pisces, that you're taking control of some kind of situation here that has to do with finances. Like, I don't remember your last reading off the top of my head, but for some reason I'm thinking you exited a relationship or something ended. And perhaps now you are on this kind of solo journey. And it could very well be that you're taking control of just a lot of things in your life. The King of Hearts definitely could represent emotion. The King of Clubs, again, is kind of a take the bull by the horns. I don't know why I'm hearing that. This is not a earth sign. This represents a fire sign, a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. But it doesn't mean this is a person. Not sure right off the bat. But if somebody fits that description, by all means, take it. But again, there's some kind of control and authority and dominance associated with that card. Okay? But the King of Clubs is actually a very fine character to be associated with. I'll tell you that. Generosity. Again, they're kind of a mentoring type of energy. Somebody who can give you guidance. Six of Diamonds. Yes, this is all about material wealth, abundance, resources. Six of Diamonds talks about options and opportunities opening up for you that allow you to take better responsibility financially. And what I mean by that is like taking control of debts, for example, making repairs, upgrades, that kind of thing. Very interesting. King energy and very, very strong prosperity energy in some manner. Not necessarily that you are sitting on a pile of money, but things are definitely changing for you financially, I bet. Let's see what else we got. This just flipped out. We've got another 8. Interesting. Very interesting. So this is about being stuck on an idea. There's some kind of stubbornness involved, or it could be some kind of crossroads decision. And honestly, the two can go together. You could have an idea of the way things should go, for example, or the way things should be, but there's a decision that's for some reason making you think twice about it, but you're kind of stuck on an idea at the same time, if that makes sense to you. Not sure how that would fit in with all this. Perhaps you are looking at, I'm just going to throw this out there, perhaps you are looking at these new financial opportunities, whether it be a business opportunity, a career, a job offer, somebody who's invited you to be part of their business. And maybe you're kind of like, no, I really want to do my own thing, but you're feeling like, but if I go along with this other idea or opportunity, it's a good one, you know. It may be a good one on the surface, it's just that maybe you have other ideas. That's what I'm hearing. 6 of spades. 6 of spades. 5 of spades. You can see that's a 5, right? 5 of spades. Wow. This is unexpected changes in your living situation. Honestly, this does talk about breakups. Doesn't have to be relationship. It could be talking about a past relationship, or could, you know, I'm also kind of getting the vibe that you broke off from like a job situation. Since we have such a huge influence here on Pentacles, and I do think King energy can be all about, you know, being stuck at a job for a long time, or some kind of career path that you just weren't getting anywhere, and you finally got fed up with it, and now you're taking control of your destiny, right? And definitely with the King of Hearts, that could be you just being amplified in this reading. You may have fire in your chart with the King of Clubs. I did want to mention that. But this is about changes happening in your lifestyle. Honestly, sometimes these changes can mean things out of your control. Unexpected changes. I don't know how that would fit in, because all of this other, well, I actually take that back. With the 8 of Clubs, there is some kind of decision to be made. So perhaps there's some kind of change happening in the workforce, again, the job situation, and you're at a crossroads of some sort about what to do next, how to handle the changes, you know, which way to go. What would be the best outcome for you? Another 8. Gosh, things are moving forward for you. The 8s talk about progression and just like things unfolding and just keep going, and they just keep going. So nothing's stagnant. You have a lot of change going on in your life at the moment. With the 8 of Hearts, it talks about socializing and getting out there and spending time with family and friends. Literally being a social butterfly. That seems to be maybe a kind of a side theme, because none of this talked about relationship necessarily, but I will tell you the 8 of Hearts also talks about the potential to meet somebody special, a significant someone, and I don't remember if it was your sign, but one of the signs just a couple weeks ago, there was this, who the heck was it? Somebody was on the hunt for finding that person, that special someone. It might have been Cancer, which is kind of closely related to you. You're both water signs, right? 9 of Spades. So something completed here in the past. There was a real disappointment. I still think it has to do with some kind of job situation. I mean, you could be looking at, with the 8 of Hearts, now you're going out and having fun and socializing because you're single. But none of this here tells me that you are exiting a relationship as of like right now. It's, if it happened, it was in the past. But this card in general does talk about loss, disappointment. Again, forces. Well, they are forces. Change is being forced upon you, like with the Five of Spades. Something changed for you that you didn't see coming. Yeah. Seven of Spades. I think part of this change was some kind of information came to light. Well, you know, the very fact that things needed to change probably was the hidden information. Hidden information. The Seven of Spades is about something that was revealed that you weren't previously aware of. Yeah. Usually it's actually it's not good news. We'll just put it that way. Jack of Clubs. You might have a younger water sign. I am so sorry. I keep misspeaking with the cards here. Sorry. I did just get off work, so I'm a little, I don't know, a little low energy as far as that's concerned. Being articulate. I had to talk and speak to people more today than I usually do, and I'm not a hugely talkative person. I try to save that for my tarot readings, honestly. The Jack of Clubs. Younger fire sign, possibly. Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. If it's not, interesting that you have the clubs again. I'm going to say that this could be something that you're experiencing. I generally look at jacks as kind of an experience of being out of your element. You know, you're treading into territory you're not familiar with, so you're feeling very inexperienced, obviously, but just kind of a little shaky. I don't know, shaky maybe not the right word, but just like not real confident about what you're doing. I will say the Jack of Clubs does talk about generosity and support. You know what, I'm really feeling that Jack of Clubs might be a younger fire sign that's supporting you right now. Or maybe you're relying upon as kind of an ally. Two of Diamonds. You got some balance and harmony here in your relationship to money. Sometimes this can actually talk about a partnership and the financial situation being very good in the partnership. Like a long-term relationship kind of situation. It's possible you're involved with a younger fire sign, actually. And things are looking very good financially, especially if you're living together. Now, if you're just dating, I don't see how this Two of Diamonds would really apply to that. This would be more like for the Pisces out there who are actually cohabitating with somebody and combining finances and sharing life, you know, in a broader sense, right? It's kind of interesting. It went off on that kind of tangent from these job changes. It just seems like the feeling I'm getting from this is that you are really taking control. Perhaps you're on the brink of taking control of your financial future. That's what I think the King energy represents, that you're really ready to do this. Perhaps it's something you've been thinking about for a while, and now is the time. Even though you have some stability here in finances, I mean, there's a definite indication that there's nothing wrong. It's just that you're desiring more and you really want to grow in some kind of way. Yeah. Yeah, I do think that this Nine of Spades and the Seven of Spades energy is about being disappointed in a past working situation, some kind of career path you were on, just didn't turn out or pan out. I'm hearing it didn't pan out to be exactly what you thought it would be. It didn't take you where you wanted to go. And you're at this crossroads decision about, I think, how to proceed. I think this is like on the brink, like I said. But there's something here about the Eight of Diamonds that keeps pulling me back, because that's about things paying off. I don't know. I mean, whatever you had to go through in the job situation, maybe because now you're at this crossroads, that's the payoff. It's pushed you into this mode of having to make this decision. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you were content and happy in that job, you would have never arrived at this place. That's what discontent and problems in our life force us to. They force us into places that we wouldn't normally go. But because we're unhappy, we have to go there. We have to leave. We have to change something, right? I hope that was clear. I'm going to go ahead and look at your cards of advice. Wow, more sixes. You got a lot of eights out here and sixes. Again, eights are about forward movement, things progressing, moving on. Sixes are about all kinds of options and opportunities presenting themselves to you. With the Six of Hearts, definitely a relationship. We saw that with the Eight of Hearts. There's a potential to meet somebody special. And the Six of Hearts kind of indicates, Pisces, whether you recognize it or not, you're ready for it. Because the path is clear. There's nothing bogging you down. The Six of Clubs talks about personal growth. I kind of see this as, again, the potential to experience parts of life that are going to catapult you into different levels of maturity. That's for sure. But also just experience that's going to help you understand life better and probably yourself better and what you really want out of it. Now, interestingly, that did come out on the Six of Hearts. I think there's a full potential here for personal growth in relationship areas. Seven of Hearts. Yes, this is the card of having a broken heart, being let down by somebody or somebodies, people being flaky, that kind of thing. Disappointment, loss. It's a bit of sadness. I think perhaps you're maybe feeling still some remnants of this, which is why it's in your cards of advice that you need to kind of keep going through that process. I think your last reading did talk about processing some kind of disappointment, loss in your life. Unless I'm getting you mixed up with another sign, there's something about that there. I think there was something about relationships in those readings. The Three of Spades. Yes, you're still a little bit worried and stressed out about this past heartbreak. The confirmation here is the road is clear, though. You're ready to move on. You're ready to proceed and go on to these new levels. That's the Six of Clubs confirming you're ready for a relationship. So if you had any doubts about that, this reading is saying you're ready for that. Ten of Spades. Wow. When I see the Ten of Spades in the when we're talking about advice, it's about a completion that's in the past. This Ten of Spades is pretty dark. This is major loss, major disappointment. This actually denotes some kind of period of having to process and heal and grieve something. Some kind of loss. Could have been somebody passing away. Could have been just a marriage falling apart. In any case, it was very emotional and something that had to be dealt with. And I think that's the processing here is still going on with this. I think that's why it showed up. But you're ready. You're ready. You're ready to get past that and go on to bigger and better things. What else of advice can you give Pisces for December 2022? Any more advice for Pisces, please? Four of Diamonds. Interesting. You still got major pentacle energy out here, diamonds. This is actually talks about windfalls. Talks about having excess resources, excess abundance. It also warns against overspending. So if there's some kind of new money that you already have, because I still feel like you're really looking at new opportunities to grow your income in some way or your net worth. But what you have already in place, it's telling you to be careful with the spending of that. Okay? What other cards of advice can you give me for Pisces? Ten of Diamonds. Interesting. So this path that you're headed down, and it would definitely be very personal for each and every one of you probably on some level. It's leading you to this great prosperity. There's definitely, like I just said, there's a yearning to reach a new level of income, of prosperity, of having resources. It's definitely leading you that way. You're getting pushed that way. In addition to the relationship stuff that's kind of popping up, that you're ready for relationship, and that the potential for personal growth is very open. It's huge at the moment. This Ten of Diamonds is about completing some kind of life cycle, but I wanted to expand on that. I'm almost feeling like it's completing some kind of goal that you've had for yourself. I think that's why you have these cards down here, especially the Eight of Diamonds, about being entrepreneurial, doing something solo. It doesn't mean you're going to go off and start this $1 million, corporation. Things can be smaller than that. There's people that are making a lot of money on their own, doing their own thing, running it themselves. So, especially with the internet these days, right? And all the resources we have. The Queen of Clubs popped out. You have all these clubs. You have the Jack, Queen, and King out here. Again, fire energy. Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. You might have... This reading might be for a Pisces who has fire in their chart. Or they have a lot of fire signs around them. She's a lot like the king, and she has power and control, right? But she's a little bit more subtle, a little bit more gentle. Her energy is again very generous and supportive. I feel like this is somebody around you who's going to help you accomplish this Ten of Diamonds, because the Ten of Diamonds came out right before her. Yeah. Does somebody fit that bill, Pisces? Can you think of somebody who fit? And it doesn't have to be female. So somebody has a little bit of power, a little bit of authority, who's going to help guide you in this direction. So keep that in mind. Definitely keep that in mind. One more card of advice before I close it out for Pisces. I feel like I'm being asked to pull one more card in there. Look what we have. Another card about Pentacles. So this, again, Jacks are young. Young energy doesn't necessarily be a younger person, but younger energy, immaturity, in some sense, being naive and experienced, all of the above. I do think this is you feeling like whatever your goal is to achieve, back here with the Eight of Hearts, you're feeling like perhaps you're not quite confident enough, quite qualified enough to succeed on your own. I'm not saying that you are feeling discouraged necessarily, but you're definitely feeling like, wow, this is going to be a bit challenging, a bit scary in some sense, because you're having to rely upon your own, talent, skill, your own judgment. Gotta get some more, sorry. It's gotten very cold where I live, so I think my throat has been drying out a lot lately. So anyway, I think that's what this Jack of Diamonds represents. It also could represent, just put it out there, it could represent a younger earth sign. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Now that I look at this little group of cards, 4 diamonds, 10 of diamonds, I think those are about your future abundance. The windfall with the 4 of diamonds, the 10 of diamonds, your ultimate goal in prosperity and abundance. I think you might have these two people, this Jack of Diamonds and this Queen of Clubs. It just occurred to me. It's just kind of sinking in, I think you might have these key players that are going to help you get there. Because no matter how solo we are in an effort, we usually need the assistance or guidance or advice from other people, whether it's learning from somebody else on YouTube, like how they built their business. You know, you may not necessarily know them personally, but they could be represented by these signs, or they could be people you know, of course. Yeah, I feel like you may be. Yeah, I think that's what that's about. So you're working towards this Eight of Diamonds. Your advice is saying you're going to get there. That's exciting because these are really good cards. I don't think I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Is there another card that talks about like having a windfall or a huge amount of money suddenly show up in your life? I think these are the two biggest cards for that indicate that. And I think if you keep following your goals and keep carving out exactly how you picture this, how you want to proceed. I mean, this could be you feeling inexperienced and like you're like not sure, but everybody's got to start somewhere. I wouldn't let that stop you. From the important thing is, as they say, is you have to start. If you are afraid and you never start, you never get anywhere. You know, it's I know it's common sense, but it's so common that people don't even put the first foot forward. So you're being encouraged to go in that direction, and that looks pretty fantastic. That looks pretty promising there. And the relationship stuff, there's a lot of potential for that to start happening for you. I don't think it's happening yet because we're seeing socializing, the potential to meet the special someone, and then the options and opportunities for personal growth, and the way is clear for relationships. Doesn't get much better than that. But you're leaving this behind. Yep. This is completed. The message is this is behind you. Whatever this loss was. Probably a significant relationship. If you would like to check out the last reading, actually the last couple readings, there's a playlist for you Pisces on my channel. You can go to my channel. There's also a little flag that if it hasn't already showed up in the right hand corner, you can click on that and see the playlist if you're interested, okay? But I'm going to leave the reading there. I hope this helped. I hope you got some advice out of it that might illuminate some of the issues you're having or the worries that you're having about starting this business or whatever it is. And I thank you for joining me. And if you would like to know when the next video comes out, you know the deal. You got to hit subscribe and notifications to have that pop up on your phone. Or you can just save a video of mine and check back in with my channel. That's another way to just kind of, keep connected there. Okay? I will see you again soon. Take care.